Hello from the House. I'm Mary Wolf, and I represent the northeastern part of Clinton County here in the Iowa House of Representatives. And I'm here today for this segment of my video blog with Representative Megan Jones, who I know very well, but I'm blanking on her name today. But Representative Megan Jones. So thank you, Representative Jones, for being here with us.
Thanks for having me.
All right. So Representative Jones, what district do you represent?
So I represent House District 2. That's Clay County, Palo Alto County, and the southern third of Dickinson County.
Okay, and like myself, you also you have a law degree, and you.
I do. I'm not currently practicing,
Right.
But yes, I'm an attorney too.
So this morning, I had the pleasure of sitting in my first subcommittee meeting of the session, and it was on House File 2013, and that is a bill that you sponsored and you filed, correct?
Yes.
And you also, this was filed in local government, and you are the chair of the subcommittee on this bill, right?
Right.
And I'm on it, and then Representative Jake Highfield, who's the chair of local government, also assigned himself to this bill. So I think this is a great bill, and I was wondering if you could just briefly tell us a little bit more about it.
Sure. I had a constituent who is a public defender, contract public defender, approach me because he was really concerned about discovery fees. And what is happening, these folks who sign up to be a contractor through the public defender's office, when they request documents that are constitutionally protected, that defendants are constitutionally entitled to, they get charged for those. And current state statute says that those fees need to be actual costs. But unfortunately, we've had a lot of situations throughout the state. I've realized since digging into this issue that there's a lot of flat fees being charged, or the fees are not commensurate to what the actual cost of the discovery would be. So, oftentimes these discovery pieces are, a couple pages of a police report and a video, sometimes more videos depending on the interviews or, the situation. But in all different cases, they're charging all different amounts. So you might get charged differently in Clinton than you would in Spencer. And so...
Yes, that's not fair because
Right.
One of our rules is that people in similar situations are supposed to be treated similarly.
Right. So these people deserve equal protection. Plus, they're constitutionally entitled to this information so that they can defend themselves. So they have that right to have that information, and oftentimes they can't afford it, and that's why they have a public defender in the first place. But then at the end of these charges, in many cases, these folks are assessed these costs at the end of the day. So we really need to clean up the code when it comes to this issue so that we can make sure that people are getting the information that they need so they can properly defend themselves.
And what often happens is if these people, they don't reimburse the state for whatever reason, and so that means that the Iowa taxpayers get done paying what in some cases I think is a extremely exorbitant fee for,
Right.
say, I was mentioning I was surprised when you file this and talk to me about it, because this isn't a problem at all. Where I'm from, Clinton County, the county attorney's office, if I bring them a flash drive, they will just dump everything, videos, documents, whatever on it. They don't charge me for it, and it's great. But we heard from a young woman today who practices, I think she said in Spirit Lake.
She's with the Bar Association,
Oh,
but she had done
okay.
some research. And it sounds like there's some cities that just charge a flat fee of $50. Well,
For each video, and
Right.
often like an OWI, you'll have 3 or 4 different videos, so that is a lot.
it really starts to add up. Plus, that's not the actual cost, which is
Right.
really what the code says you should be charging. So we've deviated and kind of let this slide, unfortunately, and we really need to bring it back.
Right, and that's because also for the taxpayers' case, we don't want you all taxpayers to be paying $50 for a DVD that realistically probably cost about at most a couple of dollars to put down. Yeah, and so at the end of the subcommittee meeting today, which people could come, they expressed their support for the bill or their concerns about the bill. We heard from county attorneys. They'd like to see a little more detail maybe. We asked them for a little more information on what their various county attorney offices across the state are doing. But at the end, the chair of the subcommittee has a choice of either signing off on the bill, and assuming that at least one of the other 2 members signs off, then the bill moves forward to the full committee to be voted on, or basically killing the bill by not signing off on it. In this case, Representative, what did you decide to do?
So I happily signed off on it. Jake did too, and so did you. So we
I
had
did
a
too, I
great
think.
bipartisan bill right out the
Yeah.
gate here.
So, again, this is an example. It's a little thing, but it's not a partisan issue. It's about protecting both the rights of people charged with crimes who may or may not be guilty, but also protecting taxpayer dollars. And it's about equity and fairness. And so it's great when those come up. I appreciated the fact to serve on that subcommittee, and I look forward to learning more about that bill.